The battlefield lies in ruins, a stark testament to the final conflict. A gate shimmers into existence, ethereal and silent where Nullus fell. Sam's gaze is drawn to the gate, a mixture of awe and trepidation in his eyes. Emma and Zilo exchange wary glances, sensing the unnatural stillness emanating from the gate. In the dimly lit apartment, shadows dance around Emma as she hunches over her desk, sketching furiously. Her brow furrows with worry, her eyes darting nervously around the room, sensing an unseen presence. Sam enters quietly, his face etched with concern as he observes Emma's distress. Emma's voice trembles as she whispers, "It's like something's calling us." In his workshop, Zilo intensely observes the instruments, a storm of concern brewing on his face. Strange energy fluctuations dance across the screens, capturing Zilo's full attention. The gate hums with unseen power, its energy signature spiking erratically. Zilo's eyes narrow as he realizes the ominous truth. This isn't just a door, it's a wound. His voice echoes in the workshop, the weight of his discovery hanging heavy in the air. At the new gate, Sam, Emma, and Zilo halt, their apprehension palpable. Hesitation hangs thick in the air, each breath heavy with unspoken fears. Nervous glances flicker between them, a silent exchange of courage and doubt. Steel glints in their eyes as resolve hardens, a silent pact forged in shared determination. Together, they step through the gate, venturing into the unknown with newfound courage. The gate disappears, unveiling a mesmerizing vista of floating islands suspended in a vibrant vortex of swirling colors. Navi, a radiant being of pure light, emerges, drifting ethereally into view. Navi's voice resonates with ageless wisdom as she extends a welcoming greeting. "Welcome, Convergence Points." The islands hang silent, bathed in the soft, shifting hues of the vortex, awaiting the next chapter of their ancient tale. In the ethereal expanse of unwritten memory, Navi, Sam, and Emma find themselves amidst swirling stories, their faces mirroring shock and dawning comprehension. The space around them shimmers, filled with untold narratives waiting to be lived. Navi's voice cuts through the silence, a declaration that shifts the very ground beneath their feet. Imagination is now your battleground. Sam and Emma exchange a look, the weight of Navi's words settling heavily between them. The ethereal light intensifies, bathing the scene in an otherworldly glow as the trio prepares for the battles ahead. The trio crosses the threshold into the Unwritten Archive, a realm of towering shelves brimming with untold stories. The maze-like library stretches into the distance, its shelves laden with books and scrolls. An almost palpable energy permeates the air, a symphony of unwritten narratives waiting to be discovered. Navi's voice echoes softly. This is where forgotten dreams reside. Each book, each scroll, whispers secrets of worlds yet to be born, inviting the trio to explore the boundless possibilities. The Unwritten Archive stands as a testament to the power of imagination, a sanctuary for the stories that could be. In the Archive's Hall of Alternate Beginnings, dust motes swirl in a vast space filled with shimmering doors. Emma approaches one of the vibrant doors, her fingers reaching out with curiosity. Her fingers hover inches from the door's surface, a silent question hanging in the air. Sam's voice echoes through the hall, filled with caution. "We don't know what's behind these." Emma pauses, her gaze shifting from the door to Sam, a flicker of hesitation in her eyes. They enter a vast chamber, the air heavy with the scent of aged paper and forgotten dreams. Rows upon rows of crystal orbs line the walls, each pulsating with a soft, ethereal light. The orbs glow with the essence of unchosen endings, paths not taken. A palpable sense of melancholy hangs heavy in the air. Each orb whispers of infinite possibilities that never came to be. The weight of unfulfilled potential permeates the chamber. The team finds themselves in a bizarre hall of mirrors. Each mirror reflects a twisted version of reality. The reflections ripple, showing alternate realities born from different choices. Dark Sam's voice echoes through the hall. "You could have had it all." The team stands silently, the weight of Dark Sam's words hanging heavy in the air. Emma finds herself wandering through an endless archive, sunlight filtering through the arched windows. The shelves tower above her, filled with countless leather-bound volumes. Dust motes dance in the air, illuminated by the sun's rays, creating a serene atmosphere. This is her perfect world, a sanctuary of stories she's always dreamed of. A faint hum vibrates beneath her feet, a subtle dissonance in this idyllic scene. Something feels wrong, artificial, like a meticulously crafted stage set, disrupting the tranquility. Zilo enters the vast archive, where forgotten inventions stretch into the dimly lit distance. Dust motes dance in the air, illuminated by shafts of light filtering through grimy windows. Strange contraptions hum with residual energy, their purpose lost to time. Zilo's fingers twitch, drawn to the intricate gears and glowing tubes. He hesitates, fighting the urge to tinker with the forgotten technology. A sense of foreboding washes over him as he contemplates the potential consequences of altering the past. In the hall of echoing voices, dust motes swirl in the dim light, creating an ethereal dance among the towering shelves. A cacophony of whispers fills the air, each voice a fragment of forgotten stories, threatening to overwhelm the group. The voices swell, an invisible tide rising around them, pulling them deeper into the archive's haunted past. Faces pale in the faint light, the group struggles against the oppressive weight of the echoing voices, fighting to maintain their presence. Threatened by the cacophony, the group shrinks back, as if trying to escape the archive's haunting memories. Dust motes swirl in a beam of light, illuminating a solitary desk. A single, pristine sheet of paper rests on the desk. The silence is heavy, the air thick with the feeling of unseen eyes. Emma's voice breaks the quiet. Who is writing us? Sam is violently thrust into a horrifying alternate reality, the air thick with ozone and rot. Erratic holographic projections flicker, casting distorted images of chaos and destruction. The ghastly realization dawns. This is the ruin his life would have become. The crushing weight of this dark reflection threatens to suffocate him. Sam fights to keep his balance in the face of this terrifying revelation. The stench of decay and the sight of ruin fill Sam with dread and despair. In a swirling vortex of memories, Emma stands at the heart of her regrets, the past flickering around her. Ghostly figures of past decisions dance in the shadows, whispering temptations to remain trapped. The air is heavy with unspoken words, each shadow a path not taken, haunting Emma's every breath. Emma confronts her deepest regrets in a nightmarish chamber. She must choose between living in the past or moving forward, a choice that echoes through the chamber. Zilo stands alone in the dimly lit archive, surrounded by towering shelves of holographic memories. Each image flickers with moments of his lost love, casting a soft glow on his anguished face. He stares intently at one of the images, his eyes filled with a deep sense of loss and regret. The gallery is filled with the echoes of the past, each image a painful reminder of what he has lost. Dust motes dance in the light-filled archive, where towering shelves guard secrets of old. Suddenly, Navi flickers into existence, her form shimmering with an urgent plea. Navi radiates anxiety. Her voice echoes through the archive, a warning carried on the air. Nullus is growing stronger. Navi insists, you must find the source of its power. The heart of the archive beats with an ominous pulse, a chamber filled with palpable dark energy. A palpable sense of dread permeates the air. The chamber throbs with an unseen power, threatening to overwhelm all who enter. The very stones seem to vibrate with malevolence. In the heart of the unwritten, a vortex of ink churns, birthing the shapeless horror of Nullus. Nullus coalesces, its shifting form reflecting the deepest fears of all who dare to stand against it. Raw, untamed magic saturates the air as the battle commences, a clash against the unknown. Energy blasts tear through the void, desperate maneuvers executed in a frantic dance of survival. The battle intensifies, energy and fear coalescing into a blinding spectacle of defiance. The confrontation reaches its zenith, the fate of the unwritten hanging in the balance. Sam stands in the heart of the unwritten, a storm of inner conflict raging within him. The archive pulsates with raw, untamed energy, its ancient power palpable in the air. Shadows dance around Sam, whispering temptations of dark power, seeking to sway his resolve. Faint glimmers of light offer solace, guiding Sam toward the path of responsibility. The fate of the archive hangs precariously in the balance, resting solely on the choice Sam will make. In this moment of profound decision, Sam is the fulcrum upon which destiny turns. In the heart of the unwritten, Emma stands firm, her eyes locked onto Nullus. A surge of pure energy erupts from Emma, a selfless shield forming around Sam and Zilo. The air vibrates, power crackling, as Emma's sacrifice begins to weaken Nullus. Nullus falters, his strength waning against the potent wave of Emma's devotion. Deep within the unwritten, Zilo stands surrounded by a labyrinth of gears and wires, his invention pulsating with raw energy. Eerie shadows dance across the room as Zilo tinkers with glowing crystals, sparks flying from his creation. With a final, decisive adjustment, Zilo prepares to unleash the machine's power. The machine hums louder, its energy building to a crescendo that threatens to tear the very fabric of reality. A surge of power erupts as the machine disrupts Nullus's connection to the archive. In a climactic convergence, their powers unite, weaving a tapestry of strength and resolve against the encroaching darkness. The symphony of their combined will shatters Nullus, extinguishing the threat that loomed over the Unwritten Archive. The Unwritten Archive, once trembling on the precipice of oblivion, finds its foundations strengthened, its essence renewed. With order restored, the oppressive shadows retreat, yielding to a gentle, ethereal radiance that bathes the realm. The Unwritten Archive glows with newfound vitality, its shelves brimming with stories waiting to be told. In the heart of the unwritten, hope blossoms anew, promising a future where imagination knows no bounds. Emerging from the gate, Sam, Emma, and Zilo carry the weight of their shared trial, etched deeply into their expressions. They pause, each face a mirror reflecting the profound changes within. A silent exchange passes between them, a bond forged in the crucible of their journey. Sam's voice breaks the silence, carrying the weight of newfound understanding. We are more than one version of ourselves, but the path we choose defines us. The battlefield fades into the background, their resolve hardening with each shared breath. A shimmering portal opens, revealing the gateway to the Unwritten Archive. Sam, Emma, and Zilo step through into the endless library, a realm of infinite stories. Bookshelves stretch into the misty distance, promising untold tales and hidden knowledge. The air vibrates with the weight of unwritten stories, a palpable hum felt by all. They stand at the threshold, ready to explore the vastness of the Unwritten Archive. Sam reaches for a door, expecting the familiar scent of old books and aged paper of the library. Instead, he finds himself thrust into a war tent, the air heavy with the scent of sweat and the tension of strategy. He is clad in worn armor, his face a landscape of scars, each telling a story of battles fought and won. Generals snap to attention, their salutes a sign of respect for the celebrated warrior before them. This Sam is a legend, his name whispered around campfires, a symbol of strength and courage. Yet, beneath the surface of the celebrated warrior, his eyes betray a deep sadness, a quiet storm raging within. Inside the war tent, Warrior Sam, a man of granite and steel, commands with cold precision. Flickering lamplight dances across scarred maps, each contour a silent testament to battles past. With fingers like iron, Warrior Sam traces paths of attack, his every move calculated and devoid of warmth. He sees soldiers as mere pieces on a chessboard, their lives secondary to the grand strategy. His voice cuts through the silence, a declaration of intent. Victory at any cost. Emma enters a laboratory, a realm of technological marvels. Surrounded by advanced inventions, Emma's face reflects exhaustion. Emma, a brilliant scientist, appears isolated and driven in her pursuit. The laboratory fills with advanced technology, inventions surrounding her. The weight of her work etches a visible exhaustion onto Emma's face. In the heart of the laboratory, Emma is absorbed in a complex equation, her focus absolute. A holographic message flickers urgently, its presence dismissed as she remains unyielding. The concerned face on the screen pleads, but Emma's concentration is impenetrable. Amidst a web of wires and tubes, Emma remains steadfast in her pursuit. Her lips move slightly as she whispers, "Perfection is the only goal." Emma's eyes reflect the intensity of her single-minded focus, a world of ambition shining within. Zilo stands motionless amidst a sea of well-wishers, a stark contrast to the vibrant streamers and celebratory scents filling the room. Though hailed as a hero on his home planet, a profound disconnect gnaws at Zilo, the cheers echoing hollowly around him. He gazes at the faces around him, vaguely familiar, yet distant, each laugh a reminder of forgotten sacrifices. Zilo feels as if he has stepped into a play, a stage where he has forgotten his lines, lost in the script of his own life. The world has moved on, oblivious to the price Zilo paid. His heroics now just another story archived in time. Zilo remains isolated in the throng, a hero misplaced in his own triumphant return. Amid a storm of applause, Zilo stands frozen, a forced smile masking his inner turmoil. Confetti blurs his vision as he watches his friends, their laughter a stark contrast to the isolation he feels. He saved his planet, yet the hero's welcome feels hollow, a constant reminder of what he has lost. The noise fades as Zilo whispers, "What was the point?" Sunlight floods the library, each ray highlighting the unease etched on Sam, Emma, and Zilo. Dust motes dance in the golden light, a stark contrast to the heavy silence. The weight of unspoken truths presses down, palpable in the air. Emma's voice breaks the silence, each word trembling with the burden of reality. These lives, they're not what we imagined. The books stand as silent witnesses, their stories dwarfed by the unfolding drama. A moment of raw honesty hangs in the air, thick with regret and disillusionment. Warrior Sam sits alone in the war tent, his gaze lost in the memories held within a faded photograph. A faint smile touches Warrior Sam's lips as he traces the faces of his lost friends, a bittersweet echo of happier times. The smile fades as Warrior Sam's grip tightens on the photo, his knuckles turning white with suppressed emotion. Regret flickers in Warrior Sam's eyes, a painful acknowledgement of the choices that have severed his connections. The heavy weight of realization settles upon Warrior Sam's shoulders, a burden of isolation borne in the silence of the tent. In the stark laboratory, scientist Emma confronts her reflection, a mirror to her weary soul. Dark circles frame her eyes, each a testament to sleepless nights fueled by relentless ambition. Her lips, pressed into a thin line, betray the weight of unspoken sacrifices and suppressed emotions. She recognizes the toll her ambition has wrought, etched into every line and shadow of her face. The emptiness in her eyes speaks of isolation, the absence of genuine connection, a stark reality. Each feature, once vibrant, now bears the indelible marks of a life consumed by relentless pursuit. Zilo walks through the silent hall, the emptiness amplifying his solitude. The echoes of the past celebration haunt Zilo. Each step echoes the cost of his victory. He stops, his gaze distant, the weight of his sacrifice sinking in. The realization hits him. Saving his planet cost him her life. Zilo stands alone, the silence, a heavy shroud around him. Sunbeams illuminate the library, highlighting the floating dust and the endless rows of books. A disheveled librarian emerges from the depths, his clothes askew, his gaze intense. He shuffles forward, his eyes gleaming with an unsettling intensity. His voice echoes in the silent library, a question hanging in the air. Would you rather be someone perfect or someone real? The question lingers, a stark choice between flawless illusion and flawed truth. The librarian's intense gaze intensifies the weight of his words. Sam pauses at the threshold, the weight of his decision evident. As the door swings shut, the sounds of the war tent fade behind him. His eyes reflect a firm resolve. I choose my friends. With a final look, Sam turns away, stepping forward into his new path. In the heart of the laboratory, Emma begins the solemn task of shutting down her equipment, each action resonating with finality. The once bright monitors fade into darkness, mirroring the dimming hopes within the sterile room. As the hum of innovation fades, a heavy silence descends, marking the end of an era. With newfound resolve, Emma declares, I choose connection. Amid the echoing cheers of the jubilant crowd, Zilo turns his back, his figure a silhouette against the bright hall. With each deliberate step away from the throng, the burden of his heroic image seems to lessen. Zilo pauses, the weight of the past lifting as he whispers, I choose my life. He embraces the present, turning away from the echoes of a glorified past. Dust motes swirl in the library's light, a silent ballet as choices are made. The library shifts, its ancient bones groaning under the weight of untold stories. Books cascade from shelves, revealing hidden passages and forgotten secrets. False worlds crumble, illusionary walls fade, guiding them deeper into the archive. The air crackles with anticipation as the true archive beckons from the depths. The library corridor winds into the darkness, flanked by looming bookshelves that stretch into shadow. The air feels heavy, saturated with the scent of aged paper, hinting at secrets hidden within. An unsettling unease settles, a palpable sense of unseen eyes watching from the depths of the labyrinth. The silence amplifies the feeling. They are not alone. In the dead of night, Warrior Sam materializes from the obscurity of shadows, his gaze smoldering with deep-seated resentment. Moonlight slants through the expansive windows, casting an ethereal glow on the dust motes that waltz in the air, and catching the glints of steel in his intense stare. In a subtle, telling motion, his hand instinctively gravitates toward the weapon concealed beneath his cloak, the leather whispering in the stillness. His voice, a low growl, shatters the silence. You abandoned me. The words hang heavy in the air, a testament to betrayal and simmering vengeance. The group dashes frantically through the labyrinthine library corridor, their pursuer, Warrior Sam, relentless in his chase. Books become projectiles as they are hurled from shelves, briefly impeding Warrior Sam's advance. The very walls of the library twist and contort, creating mirages of escape and trapping them in an ever-shifting maze. Illusory dead ends appear and vanish, mocking their desperate flight as the architecture itself turns against them. They find themselves in a library room, every surface lined with mirrors. Each mirror shows a twisted reflection, a grotesque mockery of their true selves. The countless reflections create a dizzying effect, disorienting them. An unsettling atmosphere permeates the room, each reflection amplifying their fears. The warped images seem to mock them, deepening their unease. Trapped in a hall of mirrors, they face not only their reflections but also their deepest anxieties. In the mirror room, Warrior Sam unleashes a brutal assault, his movements a flurry of relentless force. I stand my ground, forced to confront my alternate self in a desperate fight for survival. The battle intensifies as I grapple with the darkness that mirrors my own inner demons. In the reflective space, every strike and parry echoes the internal conflict raging within me. Emma and Zilo enter the mirror room, ready to assist. Mirrors surround them, creating a maze of reflections. The reflections distort, reality blurring with illusion. Emma and Zilo struggle to find their way, disoriented and confused. In the mirror room, Sam stands, his chest heaving from the struggle, the air thick with tension. He presses the jagged edge of a mirror shard against Warrior Sam's throat, his hand trembling with the weight of his decision. His voice strained, Sam pleads, This isn't you. In a desperate attempt to reach the core of his adversary, Sam implores, "You can still choose a different path." The shard remains poised, reflecting the fractured choices that lie before them both. Warrior Sam pauses, uncertainty flickering across his face as Sam's truth pierces his resolve. His grip loosens as understanding dawns, the weight of his weapon diminishing. A single tear traces a path down his cheek, a testament to the battle within. Acceptance washes over him as his form begins to waver, the light catching the edges of his fading figure. The warrior's essence dissolves, leaving only echoes in the mirrored room. His final moments are a gentle surrender to fate, fading into the ambient light. In the quiet library corridor, Sam, Emma, and Zilo stand shoulder to shoulder, their faces mirroring exhaustion and strength. They emerge from the abyss, marked by trials, yet undeniably united. The corridor stretches before them, silent and expectant, leading into the archive's heart. The air hangs still, heavy with untold possibilities and unseen dangers. They exchange a look, acknowledging past trials and future challenges. A silent pact solidifies their resolve as they prepare to delve deeper into the unknown.